out of Fort Stewart, Georgia.
Damn.
I definitely feel like I got way too much like moral character and ethics when it comes to certain shit because, or maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just I don't know a bitch ass nigga that's just scared to go to jail.
Well,
Uh,
mine was just questioned fucking 2 days ago. So obviously I'm in the same boat as this piece of shit.
Clearly. My bad. Finger slip. Yeah, so this is about army. I don't know how you say the phrase. Warrant officer two, second warrant officer. But I don't know if y'all have been familiar with what people have been doing with the PvP scams. Essentially starting a business, running a scam within a scam. So one person goes to several other people saying, "Hey, I can get you money from the PPP. I'll apply for you, do all the paperwork, but you give me a kickback or a small cut of what you get." And this is part of what was going on. In addition, with some student loan scams, which I didn't even know you can scam with student loans also. Which I mean, I was just impressed with. I didn't even that was just a new scam I was introduced to. But in total, she was able to scam roughly 4.5 million from the two sources while stationed there, and I believe there were like 15 other people involved in this conspiracy. She pled guilty, looking at 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. I wanted to ask y'all, what do y'all think we could have did with 4.5 million in PPP loan money for the Vet Joint podcast? You know,
Damn.
production, interviews, the Gucci gear, all that shit, man.
We with 4.5 million, bro. We
Yeah,
could have had
staff,
we could have had a mall, right? And that could have been our headquarters.
HQ.
Yeah. And just keep it a buck, man. Or in this case, 4.5 million bucks.
This nigga got jokes today.
We could have. I mean, realistically, we could have all relocated to one central city, town, something. Probably could have had a studio built.
A private jet. What you think?
Nah, man.
You think you got enough for a jet?
The fuck you need a jet for?
You gotta rent those, bro.
What if you got a really important interview and we need to get there ASAP?
Okay, $3,000. You know what I'm saying? We can rent a private jet.
No, but if you leave, we need to leave now? We need to call our pilot and be like, "Yo, we need to be out of here in like 5 minutes."
Okay, nigga, Delta is a click away.
Like that's the slogan.
You're not even trying to spend our free money from the government, man.
I think that's the slogan.
Class? What you talking about?
Hey, man, why you trying to get us to save our imaginary money, man?
We're gonna fly first class, bro. It's okay.
Right, cool. Cause my knees be hitting the back of the chairs, man. So I don't like that shit. Do y'all think y'all could have did something like that or contemplating something like that while on active duty?
You talking about a scam?
Yeah, and also, do you think it's this possible that that some of the people got caught up with it, didn't know what was going on? Like, is there any leeway to say, it's not my fault?
No. I'll tell you about me. The shit that I did do that was stupid when I was in the military, it wasn't so stupid, if that makes sense. So I never did anything that was dangerous, or I never did anything, leadership said we couldn't do. For the most part, I was a good boy. But yes, there were a few times I would drive home after, having a few drinks or whatever. But that's it. That's probably the worst I've done. Other than that, nah. Because I'm not. If you're in the military, to me, if you're in the military, you get something other than an honorable discharge with the if you get something other than an honorable discharge and it's not justified, I think, to a reasonable reason, then it's like you being in the military was like, what were you in there for? You get what I'm saying? So in military, I just never took that chance. I never took that risk to jeopardize anything like that. If I wasn't gonna be in, at least I was gonna give me honorable discharge. Because I've heard the stories about, people getting out and they can't get jobs, so they got a dishonorable. And I've seen it. I've heard about it and I've seen it. And shit sucks.
Yeah. I think I've heard of it more than I've seen it. Definitely while on active duty, there was a stigma attached to if you got anything besides that, it was going to be more difficult for you once you get out. Definitely, I think that if you leave the military not getting your benefits, you've essentially kind of just put yourself through years of struggle for nothing, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, I think once you get out, I think depending on the field that you go into, which I think I would say majority of fields won't get. I don't think would give you too much shit. And I only say that from my own personal experience from being charged with a second-degree felony and being arrested, multiple, suspensions and driver's license, shit like that. And I say this because these are some of the things that employers look at when they are ready to employ.
Wait a minute. Who got a felony?
No, I was charged with one, ended up, pleading out and got it dropped and everything. But this stuff is, so like, for example, if you go to Florida, Panama City District, what you call it, their office for their court system, you can look it up and see what happened and all of that stuff, which when you do a background check is essentially them gathering all the information and putting it in front of employer. Some states.
Am I missing something?
No.
Did you do something I'm not thinking of?
I'm talking about the bar fight, man. When I got to that bar fight at Uglies.
Why the fuck I don't remember that?
Well, you wasn't there that night, but I mean,
I was on the way down there. What was that, assault or?
It was a second-degree felony.
Okay.
But I got a lawyer and, he lawyered his shit and got it dropped. But what I'm getting at is that when you apply for a job and they do the background check on you, when certain jobs do background checks on you, these are the things they're looking for. Now, some of the benefits is some jobs don't search state to state in detail. Some jobs only search within that state. Some jobs actually care to talk to you and ask you specifically about, hey, we saw this, talk to us about what happened. Like Go Rentals, they asked me about a car accident. Told them the truth. Hey, we realize that this is a liability for us. So, this is something that good job is something you're going to have to do while you're with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily, hey, you did something in the military is going to come back to bite you. I think it's also kind of how you go about it. But I think the whole point of joining the military was so I could get some certain benefits, right? So her, already being a warrant officer, making good money. On top of that, you scamming millions of dollars, getting other soldiers involved with you. But to me, like, to only get 5 years, I feel like that's a slap on the wrist. I know it. I know that. I think she has to pay back some of the money, but I mean, I feel like 3.5 or 4.5 million, like 5 years, just to be in prison for 5 years, like it's not too bad if you ask me. So I mean, I feel like I should get a little bit more, but a legal system is what it is. It's technically a non-violent crime, versus running into a bank and stealing $100K.
And it's probably her first offense. And it's probably her first offense too.
Probably got a good lawyer from the money she scam. Are you allowed to use the money that you scam to get a lawyer?
I doubt it. That's a nice try, but I doubt it.
Because you got to pay a retainer, right? Like,
I would say in theory, yeah, you can, but I would say would I do it? No, because they trace the money back to that.
Yeah,
you're fucked.
I would just say, hey, I don't have any money to get a lawyer and have the state appoint me one.
Yeah.
But I mean, she already pled guilty, so I mean, maybe she didn't. When they just put the evidence in front of her, like, we got you dead to rights, so just like it's right
here. And you want to know what's crazy?
What's that?
You know, we have someone on the Supreme Court, and she is the first ever public defendant to ever be appointed to the Supreme Court.
That is correct.
First one ever.
So hey, you can get lucky sometimes and get a solid public defender. It's like a 1 in a million, but hey,